Blessed is the man that walketh not under the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in this Lord I see I did sunrise and sundown. Him I go dear like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in his season. Him leaf never I go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now there, so them dear like a chaff with the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon the judgment of the sinner man them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God, Jah, love the way of the righteous and the way of the sinner man, them always and always I go perish. Oh, how good and how pleasant it is for Jaja people to live together, and iron it is like that precious ointment upon the head and the beard. The head and beard of Aaron, all the way down is ropes. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. How mouse of Bolisa, I don't know what it was sickly for. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it, and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal lazina an'amta alayhim. Ghairil maghdubi alayhim waladwalin. Ameen. Sadaqallahu Azim. Juma Mubarak to all Muslims. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonum, where we speak truth to power. In my name, Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, and sizes, aromas, and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some good amount of heating. In the aftermath, they produce food. Now, this food is sumptuous, is palatable. And with this food, oh my God, ironically, the black pot and the ingredients do not partake in eating this food. It is us, the eaters, who do. Yet every time the black pot and the ingredients will collaborate to produce food in all its palatability for the enjoyment of others. What lesson can we derive from this? It's a lesson of selflessness. It's a lesson of sacrifice, and it's a lesson of generational thinking. How many of us will still plant trees when we know the trees will take about 30 years to grow, and yet we have only 5 years to live? How many of us, if we were told today that we have only 1 month more to live, will still go ahead to plant trees that will take 10 years to mature? When my grandfather planted that tree, it was so little. He was watering it every day and dragging me along as a child. I will ask 6 million questions at a time. Grandpa, why are you watering this thing? Why are you wasting the water? Why are you pouring the water? All this I asked. Grandfather would only say, you will get to know when you grow up. Today, Grandpa has been dead for the past 50 years. But the tree has blossomed into a big umbrella that shades so many thousands of people every month. It produces fruits that feed so many tens of thousands of people. It reminds me of when grandfather was watering it as a little plant. Grandfather knew he would not live long enough to be able to sit under the shade of the tree. But did he care? I was there, his little grandson. I will benefit from it, and I'll remember him. Grandpa knew that he would not live long enough to benefit from the fruit of the trees, the tree that he planted. But he still went ahead to plant it. And every morning, shaky and weak as he was, he will carry the watering can and drag me along. As a little 4-year-old, I would ask questions, inundating the old man from the top all the way to the bottom. And he will answer each one of them with a My brother, my sister, any nation that has no sense of generational thinking, like my grandpa, any nation that has no sense of selflessness and sacrifice can never be called a nation. It is better called an empty box. That is why on this show, we talk nothing but patriotism. No politics, is all about patriotism. We don't talk sports, we don't talk religion, and we don't even talk politics. It's all about civics. It's all about patriotism. That is why I keep saying it is a black pot, aka kukushonamo, that pot that boils up all the food in all its sumptuousness, only to be given to some people to eat. And the pot waits to cook yet another batch of food that it does not partake in eating. It's the black pot, aka kukushonamo. And today, Friday, we're going to have a short session, but I want you to endeavor to remain patriotic, endeavor to remain strong for this nation. When I was talking about patriotism years back, I was a little young boy of about 17, 18. Today I am 49. In September I will be 50. I didn't see this coming so fast. And many of you who have been followers of this show, of course, when you see me on TV, I'm sure a lot of you will say, wow, a lot of water has gone down the bridge. That is how fast we come and wither like flowers. There is no time to waste. There is no time to say, oh, let's wait till tomorrow. It has to be done now. That is why we have decided to put all hands on deck to be able to fulfill the power of patriotism. Thank you for joining me. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we only do that on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. My brother, my sister, we are live on YouTube. Please share this broadcast so that every other person can be part of it. If you haven't subscribed to this one yet, hit on the subscription button and do me a favor. Hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you would be reminded to watch us. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. Now we are going on a patriotism tour. All 16 regions of Ghana. We have written letters to companies, to factories, and individuals to support us to be able to do this. What do we need the funds for? Any region we go, we will spread 10,000 miniature Ghana flags. Number 2, we will choose a particular secondary school and invite all the schools to come there. We will give them a lecture for 1 hour, not more than that. After that, there will be a 15-minute quiz competition. And then we'll give something out, a souvenir, in the name of Ghana. We shall give them food to eat and nourish them with some good drink as well as dessert. My brother, my sister, I do not have the funds to do that. But together, we can come and make this happen. Donate to a good cause, and you can send it via SendWave if you're sending it from abroad to the numbers you just saw, or into our bank account so it can be documented well. We shall acknowledge everybody who has supported this. And when the tour starts on the 2nd of March, when we hit WA, you would have heard from us. At the end of it all, it's going to be documented into a beautiful documentary so that you can see what your money has helped to achieve. My brother, why is there the need for patriotism? Our youth these days do not even remember what patriotism is. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation blah, 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 blah. We all recite that, but do we really understand it? Some don't even remember The national anthem, the national pledge, are they important to us? How about the other patriotic songs? Arise, Ghana youth, for your country. The nation demands your devotion. Blah, 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 blah. Do we remember that? The days when I went to secondary school, there was something that was called the courtesy for boys and girls. It told you how to behave at the table, how to behave in the classroom, and when you met elderly people, how to behave, and so on and so forth, making you a better citizen. Today, how many of our children know that book? Courtesy for boys and girls. Our children are in a hurry to grow. They watch porn when we buy them phones. They know all the sex stars before they even turn 10. They can lecture you on Kama Sutra like professors of pornography. My brother, my sister, where is our nation going? The little children know all the loopholes of corruption in the country. They know all the betting centers in Ghana and beyond. They know how they can work out the system to cheat. Is this the generation we are raising? That is why we need to talk to our people about patriotism. Force alone will not work. Or if you do this and we catch you, we'll punish you. No, don't do it at all. Why shouldn't you do it? Because of patriotism. If you love your nation, remember you are not the only member of the nation. You are a part of a many, a lot. So if you destroy it, remember that you don't go alone. You go with the rest. It's like a ship. When we all are on a ship, and one person decides to go and bore a hole in the ship. When the ship starts to get inundated with water and starts to sink, it's not only that one person who is going to fall victim. All of us are going to go. So if we sit back and look at people bore holes in the ship, which represents the nation, that is what is going to happen to us. Now the one who is boring the hole in the ship must be made to understand why he shouldn't do that. It is all about the nation. It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. And when we go out and we are performing, after the lecture in the evening, we'll put up a concert and we will perform. And it's going to happen Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, until somewhere in May. It's going to be a long journey. Every week, we do 2. So that's going to take how many weeks? My brother, my sister, for the 16 regions, it will take us about, how many? 8 weeks. It's a lot. But we shall accomplish with your help. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. The account number is also there. Please help so we can come to the rescue of Mother Ghana. Come here. Now today we have only a few issues to look at. Normally we do 5. Today we've taken 2 out. So we can go straight to the point and keep it going. Number 1, run it my youth. It says IGP, Ghana police slapped by court over assault. I'll take it again. IGP, Ghana police slapped by court over assault. My brother, the Ghana police is in trouble. What happened? Let's look at the story. It's a sad story. And this is from Ghana Web. It says IGP are slapped with 250,000 Ghana cedis in damages for assault on a man by police officers. The Inspector General of Police, IGP, and 3 others have been slapped with damages in a total of 253,709 as compensation to a father of 4 who was assaulted by a police officer, which led to his inability to have an erection. Go back to the story. Watch it properly, my brethren. It says, IGP, others slapped with 250,000 Ghana cedis in damages for assault on a man by police officers. And it says, there's Inspector General of Police, the IGP, Dampari, whose photo you see there. And how many other people? 3 other people have been slapped with damages in the total of 253,709 as compensation to a father of 4 children who was assaulted by a police officer. One police officer, which led to his inability to have an erection. Run it, my youth. This was after the High Court in Accra, presided over by Justice Kwesi Ajenim-Boateng, held that the police officer applied unreasonable force in arresting the plaintiff. Isaac Menu, a welder, was arrested in 2016 upon suspicion by his former employer of having stolen the Kia Sportage car that he was driving. The plaintiff, on May 31, 2019, how many years after? 3 years, issued a writ of summons and statement of claim against the defendants, which also included the Attorney General, One Vivian Adioku, Matthew Adra, and Kwesi Asare. In his writ, he asked the court for general damages for assault, special damages for all medical expenses incurred by the plaintiff as a result of the assault, compensation for the psychological trauma suffered by the plaintiff, and compensation for loss of earnings from October 22, 2016 to date of final payment. Wow. He also sought compensation for loss of livelihood and aggravated damages for assault leading to plaintiff's inability to have an erection and costs. The plaintiff was represented by Richmond Kole as Esquire, while Gideon Ejepong Sabeng, Assistant State Attorney, represented the defendants. It was the case of the plaintiff that he is a welder and a father of 4, and he used to work in the 5th defendant's, that's Kwesi Asabre's workshop at Kaswa, but stopped working there in October 2016 as a result of a misunderstanding. He said that on October 22, 2016, he was driving a Kia Sportage car with his son when Asabre, his former boss, also driving a car, signaled him to stop, which he did, and parked his car beside the road. According to the plaintiff, Asabre, that's the 5th defendant, also parked his car, but observed that the 4th defendant, Matthew Adra, and a man in mufti emerged from Asabre's car and without uttering a word to the plaintiff, started beating him while referring to him as a thief. The plaintiff averred when he asked about what he had stolen, and he was not told, but they continued to beat him and hit his face with handcuffs, resulting in deep cuts at the plaintiff's chin, lower lip, and forehead, and injury to his left eye, and his shirt stained with blood from the cuts he sustained. The plaintiff further stated that Matthew Adra, 4th defendant, handcuffed him whilst he was still bleeding and later took him to the Kaswa police station in Asabre's car. He added that when the counter officer on duty at the said police station inquired from Asabre and the other men what the plaintiff had done, they responded that the plaintiff had stolen a Kia Sportage car. The plaintiff told the court that it was at the police station where he got to know the crime and he was accused of, and for which reason he had been beaten. He also said the counter officer told Asabre to take him to the hospital where the wounds were stitched to stop the bleeding. The plaintiff stated that a day after the incident, that's October the 23rd, 2016, he reported at the Kaswa police station where a meeting was held among the plaintiff, the station officer Vivian Adioku, that's the 3rd defendant, and Adra, and Asabre, during which the station officer informed the plaintiff that Asabre complained that the plaintiff broke into his workshop and stole a Kia Sportage car. But Asabre, he said, denied making a report of stealing, but rather reported that the plaintiff owed him 600 Ghana cedis. So it was no more about the stealing, it was about 600 Ghana cedis. Eye injury. The plaintiff said he subsequently went to the La Paz Community Hospital where his left eye was examined and he was given medication, but he could still not see with the left eye. He said the doctor informed him that his left eye was permanently damaged and he also had blood in his urine. The plaintiff again said he went to Agogo Presby Hospital in the Ashanti region for a second opinion on the condition of his left eye. After a medical examination at Agogo, he said he was transferred to the Emmanuel Eye Clinic in Accra, from where he was again referred to St. Thomas Eye Clinic. After examination at St. Thomas Eye Clinic, he said surgery was prescribed, but he could not afford the surgery. Erectile dysfunction. He stated that he later underwent a fresh medical examination at St. Thomas Eye Clinic, and the report stated that 2 surgeries could restore partial sight to his left eye. According to him, surgeries were performed on the left eye, but he is still having difficulties with his sight, and it is affecting his right eye too. It is this case of the plaintiff that he has not been able to have an erection after the beating suffered at the hands of Adra, the defendant. The plaintiff stated that after the beating, he had collapsed on more than 2 occasions and also had not been able to work since October 22, 2016, and that he had spent the entire life and his savings, his life savings, and borrowed huge sums for his medical treatment. Minimal reasonable force. It was the case of the first to 4th defendant that Adra, with a civilian employee, attempted to arrest the plaintiff after informing the plaintiff that he was under arrest. According to defendants, in resisting lawful arrest by Adra, the plaintiff became very violent, and a scuffle ensued. Adra, the 4th defendant, was mindful of his duty to exercise minimal and reasonable force in effecting the arrest, and exercising his minimum force enabled the plaintiff to overcome Adra, subsequently throwing him onto the ground. The defendant argued that as a police civilian employee, John Mensah Saba came to Adra's aid by separating the plaintiff from the 4th defendant, and in the process, the plaintiff bit the right thigh of the said civilian employee. He contended that the plaintiff suffered a minor injury of a bruise over his left eye and was treated and discharged. That's it. My brother, stories like this will only remind you of a jungle. These are junglists. Common sense is not there. My brother, somebody works with you, and at a point there's a disagreement, he decides to leave. He tells you he's going away. A few days later, he's driving on the street with his son, a Kia Sportage. His son with him in the car. The former boss signals him to stop. He stops and parks on the shoulder of the road, respectfully. Now you get down to him and tell him, you are under arrest. Follow me to the police station. Meanwhile, the so-called policeman is in mufti. Did he show his ID card? How can you arrest me? What have I done? He said, you are a thief. You are a thief. And then they start beating him. Bah, 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 left, right, and center. Handcuffs are used to slap his face in the presence of his son. We don't know how old this son is. His father is being beaten right in front of him. Slapped left, right, and center. Kicked in the groin. And then, after overpowering him, he is sent to the Kaswa police station, where A counter police officer says, okay, he's so injured, please take him to the hospital. At the hospital, there is more. Come here. Long story cut short, he cannot use his left eye anymore. And as for the right eye, it has started getting bad too. 2, erectile dysfunction. He doesn't have the use of his manhood sexually right now. How much money can you pay to restore this thing back? How much money can you pay to bring back the function of his manhood? And to make it worse, at the police station, the man who said his former employees stole his car after breaking into the workshop, now is not talking about the car. He's talking about the fact that he owed him 600 Ghana cedis. Because of that, he's lost an eye. He's lost the use of his manhood. And in front of his son, he's been brutalized. This guy could be so traumatized. I'm talking about the son all his life, that he saw his father brutalized by 4 people. From 2016, 11 years now. Am I right? That's 9 years. The man has not worked. From one hospital to the other, they are charging money. What is happening to us? I am extremely sad. I have seen photos of this young man with one eye almost closed at the time that this issue happened. Probably. Symbol of bribery in Ghana. Symbol of bribery in Ghana is the police. Everywhere you go, police is asking people for bribe. The nation is going down the gallows. The police is a symbol of bribery, male and female. Right now, the females are even worse. They come to you romantically, and then they ask you what your name is, where you are going, and the next thing is that the men are on the road. In other words, we are here. What can you do? Of course, they will not force you to give them money, but be professional. Be professional. The police is supposed to be a friend. But in our country, the police is a threat. If you have a problem with anybody or have a brother who is a policeman, you will see. No, the police is supposed to be my friend. That's why in England, even when a criminal is accosted, until it's proven that he's a criminal, he's treated with respect. I've been to England, and police will approach me and speak to me nicely. Oh, have you had lunch? Or have you had dinner? What did you have for dinner? There's a good shop here. Whilst he's talking to you, he's looking in your car and smelling you to see if he can smell something. Yeah, there's a good joint here that serves good food. You like African food? He's talking to you and he's looking at you. Before you realize, at the end of the conversation, he tells you that I may have to take you in because I think that I've seen this thing in your car. This thing I suspect is this. So please come. He might handcuff you depending on your reaction. That's professionalism. Can you try to bribe the British police? Can you try to bribe the American police? But here, it's all about bribery. Our judges are bribed. So legislation is not working in the country. It's all because patriotism has long been thrown to the dogs. My brother, the gentleman who has been brutalized, what is 250,000 Ghanas? What is that? Chicken change. Chicken change. That's nothing. Somebody who has lost the use of his eye is affecting the other eye. His manhood has gone into oblivion. It's not working. You give him 250. What a joke. So if I have 250, I'll look for a man that I believe is my enemy, beat the hell out of him, pluck out his eye, make sure his manhood is not working. After I can throw 250 Ghana cedis at it. We have to look at the magnitude of the crime. And the compensation must match. It's a joke. For the poor man, 250 might be so much money. But hospital bills alone will swallow 100 times that. I sympathize with the young man. And I sympathize with his family. I sympathize with his child in front of who he was beating. Ghana police. You know how much we love you. Blakk Rasta loves Ghana police. Where is this force from? What happened to those things, those tasers that you use? If a man is violent, what do? You taser him, right? Before you carry him in. Do you have to be junglist, start punching each other's faces? What happened to calling for backup? It's a sad case, and I'm really sad. That should have come here. I would like to look at the next story. And today, as I said, we're going to keep it short. TINUBU commands patriotism in Nigeria. So you see, this show is heard loud in Nigeria. We have Nigerians who call on our line and talk to us. It's heard all over the world. They all listen to us. Patriotism. Look at what TINUBU is doing in Nigeria. Who is he at all? That's him. President of Nigeria. Newly elected. TINUBU. Run the headlines. Watch this. TINUBU orders recitation of national pledge at public events. Ghana Parliament just started it. Why is it that all of a sudden everybody is doing patriotism, patriotism, patriotism? It's because of this show, whether you like it or not. We are the champions of patriotism. This whole show is dedicated to patriotism. Before this show, and how vehemently we attacked patriotism, we were not hearing this. I'm glad people's eyes are opening to the rudiments and the fundamentals of our problems in Africa. Patriotism. If you are patriotic, you will not leave your country and run away when your country needs you. If you are patriotic, you won't steal from your country. If you are patriotic, you will not do family and friends government. If you were patriotic, you would not want to win elections when you are supposed to be thinking about the welfare of the people. That is why we vehemently attack them. We are not scared of them. Vehemently. It's all because of Ghana. Many people ask me, where do you get your energy from? It's from the fact that I want Ghana to work. TINUBU orders recitation of national pledge at public events. Watch this. And this is from where? The BBC. Captured by Ghana. Nigeria's President Bola TINUBU has directed a mandatory recitation of the national pledge at all official and public events in the country. Nigeria's president is asking for that. That this is to ensure absolute respect for the national symbols, strengthen allegiance and fidelity to the country, and to preserve Nigeria's ethos and defining character. Jesus have mercy. What is that? Patriotism. My brother, you see, many people will sit back and say, oh, but Blakk Rasta talks all these things all this while. Nobody is listening. They are listening. The words will fall on good ears and they shall grow. Look at what's happening in Nigeria. Look what happened to our parliament house. Look what is happening to e-levy. My brother, that is why it is good to look at Ghana, Africa, as the bigger picture. Don't be affiliated to any political party. Political parties will come and go, but the nation will continue to be here. If you want to be a failure, follow tributaries instead of hanging on to the source. Listen to what TINUBU is saying. Every public event, listen, he's not saying national event, public event. When you even meet to have a tea party, it's a public event. When you meet, bachelors have a meeting, or spinsters have a meeting, national pledge. Put your right hand onto your heart. Feel the heartbeat and recite the mantra of the nation. That is what the president is saying. That's what TINUBU is saying. The president stressed the need to respect national values, promote the nation's ideals, and abide by its established norms. Very soon, wallahi, we're going to move from one African country to the other talking about patriotism. But we are beginning with our home country. You see how important it is? When Dan Latte started talking about domestication, because he didn't speak very good English, and we live in a country where anyone who speaks good English is seen as wise, they look down on him. But domestication is patriotism. Today, my brother, my sister, we have decided to centralize and make it a center issue, central issue. Patriotism. Some people make mockery, but that is the main problem we have. A Nigerian can use his national flag to wipe his bottom. A Ghanaian can spread the national flag next to a gutter and put his mangoes on to sell. They don't see the importance. They don't even know the words of the national anthem. It's sad. It's very sad. And this is what the president of Nigeria is saying. Every one of us loves victory. We love to win. When you are positive and you are hopeful, Nigeria is winning. The statement added. The national pledge, which Mr. TINUBU said should be recited after the national anthem, calls on all Nigerians to be faithful and loyal to their country. And these are actually the words of our national pledge. Be faithful and loyal to their country. It is one of the country's national symbols. Hallelujah. The directive comes as the country battles rising communal clashes between herders and local farming communities in a conflict over resources. Hallelujah. So you see, two people are fighting. And TINUBU says, the solution is not soldiers gunning them down or curfews. The solution is what? Patriotism. Can anybody say they are not listening to this show? Somebody says, and Blakk Rasta says, oh, every problem in Ghana can be solved with patriotism. And Blakk Rasta says, even the oil rigs that are spilling oil in the sea, oh, it can be solved by patriotism. Oh, even if you have an erectile dysfunction in the bedroom, Blakk Rasta says patriotism can solve that. There's nothing patriotism cannot do. If you are patriotic, you will stay healthy. In fact, in Islam, staying healthy is part of Iman. Staying healthy is part of Iman. Loving yourself and staying healthy for man and country is Iman, faith. Why do you eat something that will kill you? Why do you eat something that will make another person flop? Stay healthy and make sure that it works. That's what we're talking about. My brother is the black pot. And TINUBU is in the right direction. President TINUBU, I'm not so much of a fan of you. Because I presently have my mind about you. But I am beginning to gravitate towards you because of this message of patriotism. Should you need me for free, wallahi, all you need is to put me in a small shack and make available my vegetables. I will go around Nigeria preaching this after I finish with Ghana. Patriotism is the key. 100 years later, our children will play back this tape and they say, wow, this was the champion of patriotism. Now, not many people will see. They love their betting more than they love this. They love their football more than they love patriotism. But with patriotism, everything becomes smooth. It's the black pot, a.k.a. Kokoshono. And to TINUBU, thank you so much for upholding this. We want this to happen in Nigeria. Because Nigeria is one of the worst countries when it comes to patriotism. Nigerians are faking their accent so that they will run away from the tag of Nigeria. There are Nigerians who are refusing to say they are Nigerians. They pick up the Ghana accent. They pick up the Ghana passport. They have ways of doing that. And it's sad. No matter how bad your country is, don't run away from it. It's like running away from your shadow. Fix it. You running away from your shadow is a joke. It's the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kokoshonum. When we return, we'll do the last story. But after this, we will be taking your comments. My name is Blakk Rasta. Come here. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot, Coco Show, man.
It's the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Coco Show, where we speak truth to power. And I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate and I love you. Now, let's see your comments coming in. Yes. Let's see what comments you have. Zacha Emmanuel, a.k.a. Governor, all the way from Wusota, says, welcome, Daddy. Wanini Boy says, welcome, Blakk. And he says, I always want to be first in class. Woyoy. Jennifer, as we come at me, says, woyoy. Back again. Bless Jah for the gift of life. Big ups, Blakk Rasta. Run the story, my legendary. No problem. Asensu Collin says, thank you for your job. Well done. And Miro says, I thought I was late to class today, but I'm always in class at the right time. Hey, come here. Woyoy. Asuma Banda says, we thank God. Today is Friday. Woyoy. Jennifer, as we come at me, says, Blakk, can you please sing the intro song for me? Oh, okay, the intro song. We're talking about the one in the montage, right? I love the song, but I don't know the lyrics. Power, oh, power. Let me see power. I love to know the lyrics. Bawa da bawa, na missy bawa, tiyang malagame, tula to burgo, bawa da bies an indingo, kamidengo, yes an indingo, e kamidengo, es an indingo, e kamidengo. All right, man. So Bantasi Abdul Latif says, Assalamu alaikum, Blakk Rasta. I am watching you from Saudi Arabia, Jeddah. Blakk, may the Almighty Allah guide and protect you. Blakk Rasta, keep the fire burning. Francis Ampim says, Blakk, I'm enjoying the show live and it's all about patriotism. Let's join hands to support. Together we build. No one is bigger than the truth. Woyoy. Mohammed Banjayawan says, Assalamu alaikum, my legendary radical patriot. Is Friday and we are waiting patiently for the Blakk Pot to close the week with more fire. Run the story, my youth. Come here. Woyoy. MC Scorpion. Odum says, more fire, Blakk. Tongpo says, God bless you, my brother, for doing a good job. Respect, Tongpo. Bless and love. All right. So this is what it is. And I have a question for you. I have a question for you. See if you can try. Wayo!
Blackpot. Coco show man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Coco Show, where we speak truth to power. Remember, we are going on a Patriotism tour of Ghana, 16 regions of Ghana, starting on the 2nd of March. We'll be hitting Wa. Please make sure that you donate to a good cause. Yes, our nation will work again. I want our children's children to be proud of our nation, and other people will jump around and be so happy that they have a visa to come into this country. Like we jump around where we have visas to travel outside the country. America, England. We can make it happen. Yes, we can make it happen. Any which way, the name Blakk Rasta, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate you, and I do love you. Keep your messages coming in. We're going to take the last batch after this one. Run the story, my youth. Watch this. ASANTEHENE is talking. ASANTEHENE won't allow bullying of Ashantis. In Mobians is Ashanti for. That's what he said. This is ASANTEHENE. He's celebrating a beautiful anniversary. Oh, yes. The war that took a lot of loot from the Ashantis. The Sagranti War. The war, oh my God, that had some wonderful Ashanti people taken into exile. Yeah, Asantoa. We even had Prempeh the First taken out earlier. And they went all the way to Mahe, the capital of Seychelles Island. Today when you go there, there's an Ashanti community there. We are proud of the Ashanti kingdom. ASANTEHENE has been talking. The whole world is looking at Ashanti mine right now. Run the story, my youth. And this is the king of the Ashanti. Ashanti mine, not above anyone, but I won't allow us to be cheated. It wasn't translated well. Yes, can be translated as cheating. But what he meant was, I won't allow anybody to bully us. You know our language, how it works. The ASANTEHENE Osei Tutu II has warned individuals harboring plans detrimental to the Ashanti people, according to a news report filed by Manchia linked opemsuo.com. Speaking at the Kuntunkuni, Deba Kuntunkuni, at the Manchia Palace, Otumfuo emphasized Ashantiman's status as an independent state before the formation of modern-day Ghana. It's very controversial. Otumfuo drew on the history of Ashantiman, citing the indomitable spirit displayed during the Sagranti War of 1874, which is correct. Very correct. That was when Ya Asantua came out and said, hey, blah, 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 boom, 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 and so on and so forth. We are such wonderful people. Prempeh the First, and more. Not many people remember Opoku Frede. He was half Dagomba, half Ashanti. And when we talk about this history, many people shiver. Our history is deep as a people. He underscored the strength of Ashantiman, symbolized by the golden stool, which according to him houses the very soul of the kingdom. Hallelujah. Ashanti is alive. 150 years ago, the white man destroyed the city, but the golden stool remained untouched. Do we remember the burning of the whole city by the British? History is so sweet. So far as the golden stool remains, no one can touch Ashantiman. It is the soul of Ashantiman. And Nananom used their blood to protect it, he declared. ASANTEHENE, the good news is that even if they take the golden stool, the spirit of Ashantiman will still be there. We have gone beyond tying our soul and spirit to ends. No! Ashantiman has grown bigger. I won't say bigger than the golden stool, but bigger than any entity. So we don't need to tie our soul and spirit. It symbolizes our soul and spirit, but it is not our soul and spirit. Hallelujah. It's deep. He continued, you will be overcome if you decide to take out Ashanti. All those who plot against the kingdom must stop. We live here in love. Politicians must know that power is transient. Use love to rule. If you rely on your power, remember that your time will end soon. He asserted that ASANTEHENE has always been welcoming and home to various ethnic groups. The Zongos are on our land. We live in peace. Ewes are here, and we have Angloga here, as well as Fantis in Fanti New Town. Why is our love being reciprocated with hatred? He's asking, why is our love reciprocated with hatred? Let's be united. And I'm going to get back to this. He added, all political parties must know that our Ashanti Ghana cannot stand. We are not above anyone. He said, without Ashanti, Ghana cannot stand. Hey, listen. He said, all political parties must know that without Ashanti, Ghana cannot stand. And he's right. But it's not Ashanti alone. Without the Frafra, Ghana cannot stand. Without the Talensi, Ghana cannot stand. We have become one entity. So without any entity, Ghana can stand. That's why we are called Ghana. So if you remove Ashanti, it becomes Gan. No A. And if you remove the Nanumba, you get Ga. And if you remove the last A, what happens? My brother, is sad. What ASANTEHENE is saying is deep. But let me go back to that last but one, the penultimate paragraph, which says we have the Zongos here, we have the Airways here, and they have Angloga. Then we have the Fantis, and we call the place Fanti New Town. What ASANTEHENE is saying is very deep. He forgot to add that Bantama is also there. History tells us that the Gombes named it Bantama, even though it's a little controversial. It means my father gave it to me. We've told this history over and over. When the Dagombes were brought after the war to come in and mate Ashanti women, intermarry, so that they could have taller and more handsome Ashantis. Because the average Ashanti was short and dark. This is history. The ASANTEHENE at the time, so wise and smart, he realized that, there are some people in the north, they are called the Dagomba, they are tall, and they are strong. But omu shada ni adwin bebre sa. And yam for mumbra. After that war, remember the Ashanti war? Yeah, that took the lives of so many people. The Ashantis and the Dagombas became friends. And they gave them Nwa as Asante, right? Nwa kotoko. Nwa kotoko. Nwa. As to what that means, we will have to go into the history class and bring you more. That's why we also have Nzima Kotoko. Remember we talked about it? So the Kotokos, Eyemiensa, 3 Kotokos, the whole Ghana. And these were the friends of the Ashanti. Nzima Kotoko, Nwa Kotoko for the Dagomba, and Ashanti Kotoko. 3. These are the foundations of friendship. There's no day Ashanti would go to war with Dagomba. There's no day Ashanti would go to war with Nzima. So the king at the time actually brought the Gombes and said, hey, Krofono, omu fair, omu tintin, omu din. And so my jina, yan for mumbra. Emano, muni omunda, na monwo. At the time, they knew that they could do this biology. Today, if you see people like Kufuor, Edagombaba, Mosiba, Kwame Tua, Mosiba, Dagombaba, the Moses and the Dagombes are the same people. This is beautiful history. The Asante said, "Yewa drink kakrawa, Mosomua ahonfe kakrawa, Mufama ahonfe no bra, na yefa ya adwen no so mboa mo. Let's collaborate." And they named the place Bantama, means my father has given it to me. Bantama, my father gave it to me. The father, the king. So yes, Ashanti truly is open to so many different ethnic groups. Of course, when you go to Ashanti, you would hear a few comments, funny comments, tribalistic comments. You hear them. But the original Ashantis open their arms to have so many people come in. So what ASANTEHENE is saying is the truth historically. ASANTEHENE said something controversial at the beginning. Bring the first part of the story. And I want to look at it in closing. Hey, my brother, he said, speaking to the Kuntunkuni Deba, at the Kuntunkuni Deba, at the Manshia Palace, Otunfo emphasized Asanteman's status as an independent state before the formation of modern day Ghana. That is true. That's true. When we were going for independence, Ashanti didn't want to join. They were not interested. They had their cocoa, they had their gold. Hey, even Segranti War, 1874, the British carried a lot of gold, and the gold they carried was from Ashanti. They didn't carry gold from Dagomba. They didn't carry gold from Frafra. They didn't carry gold from any Ashanti. That's why they are returning the gold all to Ashanti. It's true that Ashanti was independent, but Ashanti was not the only independent kingdom. There was the Dagomba long before Ashanti. There was also the Guan. It's the Ashantis that came after their empire formation. They conquered the Guans and pushed them deeper. And even the Dainjara. They were all independent kingdoms. So yes, Ashanti kingdom was there, but there were other kingdoms. And Kwame Nkrumah was able to get all these people to come together. Oh, Dagomba come. Hey, these people come. Oh, these people come. Ashanti said no. Remember Yatian. But, and when you read more or you listen to what Otunfo said, he said his uncle, Prempeh II, was promised that they will make him a king of Ghana if they joined. Listen, if you join and independence comes, we will make you king of Ghana. So instead of being king of Ashanti, you'll be the king of Ghana. And he agreed. And after they got the independence, they did 419 and said, now there's no kingdom. When ASANTEHENE told this history, I laughed so much. That's truly what happened. The Asantis were adamant they were not ready to join. The Ewes were not ready to join. But Nkrumah had a way of speaking, talking to them nicely, and all that. Even from Prempeh II, he was told that if you allow this independence, we shall make you king of Ghana. He says, ah, ish, and and brought all Asantis to come and join the independence race. Today we have Ghana, all these wonderful people. After that, they said, oh, constitution says no kingdom again. So, Ghana. Anyway, thank you so much, Otunfo. We appreciate you and we love you for these histories once in a while. And those who are arguing is because they don't know history. And I'm happy because it will bring a good conversation for all of us to be able to go back into our history. It's the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kokoshonomo. Now let's look at your final messages and we are done. Harry Watson KJC says to God and country. Benzino says Black Rasta sees the vision longer time before they start implementing it. Woyoy. Happy Sabbath Black. Blessed love. Zache Emmanuel, a.k.a. Governor from Wusuta, says, may Jah protect you, my history teacher and Godfather. J. Coleman says, respect Black Rasta. Jennifer Sukumame says, patriotism must lead by fire. Thunder. Salute to the Blakk Pot Show International. Woyoy. Henyo Raphael says, greetings from Tina Ray. Woyoy. Love you, Tina Ray. Oh gosh. Niyama Johnson says, speaking truth to power. That's our strength. Tai Rufesa says, patriotism, not politics. That's correct. Benjamin Achu says, bless, my brother. And he says, spell it out. Whoa. It is what it is. It's a beautiful Friday. I will say thank you so much for appreciating us. And thank you so much for donating. Thank you so much for joining in this patriotism tour. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Come here. On behalf of the team here, we want to say happy weekend to you. Enjoy your Sabbath. We'll meet again on Monday. Until then, hey! Wayo! Come on!